So this is the foil final between Margaret Lu and Sabrina Massialas. Sabrina's on the right, Margaret's on the left.
I would say go.
Well, speaking of recording, Andrew is also recording here.
Oh. Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
He's going to post it on YouTube later. We have a guest commentator who's joined us. 3-time Olympian, current U.S. national team champion, captain, and Marsh.
I was the U.S. national champion.
Well, you were many times, but
It was a long time ago.
all right. So, what do you think is going to happen in this bout? So, we have
Well,
Sabrina, Margaret, two vastly
they both
different
have
styles.
a very patient style.
They're both patient, but
Margaret looks like she's pushing a little bit more right now.
yeah, I'm surprised at that.
But there she hit on a nice, I think, setup, probably counter post.
Yep. It was good preparation. She pushed her, fed the blade, and then took it back for a nice counter post to the flank. Which is not really Margaret's
No, she does
super
that very,
game. She does it, but I think she relies more on kind of feeding an action with an idea and then drawing something long and then remise or counters that.
I think in this bout she knows that Sabrina's not going to be in a big rush
Uh-oh, Sabrina's
to
cramping.
Yikes.
push her, and so she's trying to draw the reaction so that she can play her game.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Jeremy.
Trainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sabrina, did you drink a lot of water? Have you drunk a lot of water?
I don't know, try.
Are we having a medical timeout or not?
No, she
I
said
guess
she wanted
not.
to keep going,
I
yeah.
know, but Greg didn't. We did it. Greg's going.
Well, you know, kids sometimes are a little unruly when it comes to their parents. This relationship is probably more intense than most.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Sabrina took a page from Margaret's book there. She like fed the blade, let Margaret try to riposte, but then just jumped in on the remise. It's pretty. No, we're doing commentary. It's okay. Let's see who adjusts here.
Margaret.
Margaret's sticking with her pushing, but it's not. Yeah, I think she needs to change her game quickly, or things are going to spiral out of control. It's already 4-1 after that awesome first touch.
And Sabrina's got a really strong closeout. It's been making it hard for people to
Really,
attack her the
really
whole day.
strong closeout. And when she starts to feel it, and when she falls into the bout and finds some intensity, yeah, it's hard to beat. It comes and goes with her. I think it's hard to be that intense for that long, and
Right.
so yeah, it comes and goes. She had a little bit more of it in the last bout, but right now she's so comfortable that with the score being 5-1, I don't know if she's going to have the super intensity to pull off some of that. So I think Margaret's got a chance here to kind of
Ease her
bring
way
it back a
into
little
the
bit.
match.
Yeah. But we'll see. This is one of those bouts at this point where if Sabrina gets another touch or two, it could be done. But if Margaret can take advantage of Sabrina having this big of a lead, then the bout can change. Margaret is working. She's going deep into action. She's not like, here's my action, I'm marching, giving you something. Nope, first replay request.
I couldn't really see that action from behind the pole.
Your trusty commentary team was stuck behind the pillar here
Yeah.
at Mission Fencing. I'm guessing it was probably very cost.
Brave attack from Sabrina.
Yeah, in the middle.
I think any
Why
attack
not?
against Margaret is a brave attack.
That's true. Good point. Though Margaret's fencing way more straight up right now than usual. Look,
Yeah.
They know each other so well. Margaret
I thought that call was right.
Yeah, she came into distance, yeah, but she wasn't really ready. And Sabrina jumped on her moment. Just did a simple attack. That was pretty.
It was pretty. They both have such clean, precise footwork, but it's like both of them are. It's such a different style of footwork, each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only 14 seconds left, so I think probably Margaret needs to just let the time go
Back
and
off.
regroup for the next period.
Though she could be working just, hey, if I get a touch or two, let me like see if I can put some doubt into her at the start of the break. And she got one, and she's not going to push for a second. But yeah, so we'll see if that affects things.
So, what do you guys think Margaret needs to change or think about during the break about what to do against Sabrina now?
And what do you think?
Well, honestly, it looks like Sabrina already has the medical team over here, so I think that Margaret should work on pushing her up and down the strip.
Yeah, definitely
push-pull,
move
and
someone who's
using
cramping.
the whole strip instead of just pushing one direction.
Yeah.
And although that was a full period and a lot of touches occurred, I think Margaret needs to move her more, but not let as many actions happen. She needs to go deeper into intention, deeper into idea, like push her and then pull her and really, really work, and not just like, hey, I'm coming forward, this is my idea, I'm going to do this idea now.
Right. She's lost almost all the short actions too. So.
I mean, she still has a third period where she can push hard if she has to. So I think she should use the second period to move her as much as she can to make her tired and make her cramped. And then also to try to see if she can get Sabrina possibly to start coming forward and make some mistakes.
Yep.
So she can start taking advantage of her bread and butter.
Yeah.
And I also
She hasn't
think
worked that in yet.
this
She's
is a
still
little
like-
bit obvious example of maybe youthful inexperience taking precedence, because really Sabrina just used her whole minute break to get stretched out, and she could have used a whole 10 minutes with the trainer.
She could be keeping that in her back
Well, yeah,
pocket.
she could still use it later if she needs to, because you only get one timeout for the same injury, right?
And
You can always pretend that different muscles cramping.
That's true.
that's true too.
Although I'm not advocating cheating. I'll never do that.
Sometimes you don't even have to pretend. When one thing starts to cramp for me, my whole body starts
Yes.
cramping.
Pieces start falling off. And
Yeah.
But she still looks pretty crisp, but Margaret finally went a little bit deeper, a little more push and pull before she gave her idea.
And oftentimes when someone is down by 5 touches, you'll see them in their body language that they seem kind of demoralized, but Margaret doesn't look demoralized to me. She
I
looks
don't
very
think she ever
confident.
does. Yeah.
Margaret ever gives up.
She's such a fighter. And if she would have shortened up there, she would have hit that. But she went so deep on that first step that there was just no way to get her hand back in position to hit.
Well, maybe she was trying to follow your earlier advice to
But she,
commit herself to her actions.
yeah, but she got too deep too soon. She needs to play some more. It's a little bit better.
Agreed.
That's good. Yeah. We have our second video request of the match. Our young charge Kara Tagersell is a very strong referee, and I think, well, we saw the first call was upheld. I think this one's probably right too. Oh, we're sneaking in a sip of water here. That's not good. Oh. Well, we could have been influenced by the pillar, but
I see a lot of young referees here. How's the mentoring program going?
it's growing. Got some people interested, some people trying. Trying to pitch in, trying to help this wacky sport.
It is a wacky sport.
It's totally wacky. I'm liking Margaret right now, though.
Yeah, you might need to go over maybe just
Yeah. So Sabrina, if that one got caught, but Sabrina was really pushing well, but then she just kind of lost confidence at the end of her action. She was still moving forward, but she didn't really finish with an attack, and she came into this and twisted into a counterattack. Her coach and father, Greg, wanted her to call for video, but Sabrina knew what she did, and she let it go.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was the halt for?
probably a little too early. Gotta let him go.
Yeah.
Okay, talk about it. It's not a big deal. Margaret was starting to build, but got a little too lazy. Stood up at the end.
Yeah.
Didn't finish. Margaret's pressing.
I would never call Margaret lazy.
No, was in that action. She was. I'll back that up.
Wow.
Margaret finding more of her standard action, kind of feeding the blade and then just taking advantage of her quickness
And small
and
stature.
smallness.
Go!
Okay. A little momentum shift now. A couple in a row.
This will be interesting to
I
see
think Margaret
how,
needs to stay patient. Yeah, she's got to
be
keep
interesting
pressuring.
how Sabrina responds to this.
Yeah, this is a big touch, I think.
Touches in a row.
It's either two
Should be
or
attack
four
right.
touch
And
spread.
Sabrina has gained a lot of experience the last few years on the World Cup circuit and at the NACs. So I think that even
She's-
when
yeah,
someone's
she's had to
starting
deal
to
with it, yeah.
score a couple touches against her, she still maintains her confidence. That's really important.
So yeah, that was definitely big. It could have been 8-10, but Sabrina found what she
Yeah,
needed.
and you see Sabrina start to use her attack a little bit more to push forward instead of
And this right here is what Margaret wants, right? To be attacked more.
Normally I'd say yes, but Sabrina looked so comfortable in the last attack that I think Margaret's now.
Yeah, I think her muscles are warmed up now too. She's not cramping anymore. She's feeling more on fire.
Just a long attack from Sabrina.
I agree with that call, yeah.
I think Margaret's out of video reviews now.
So Margaret had a moment, but Sabrina
more videos, right?
Sabrina jumped on that. So now I think the momentum might be hard to recapture for Margaret.
I think she's gonna push forward, and her style is usually to try to score one or two more right before the pause.
But that touch right there fit her rhythm, like false attack and then just remise. But she really has to work to set it up. And she can't follow the footwork. She has to lead the footwork. She was trying to, but she just really couldn't find a moment to take over the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seems like she's been trying a lot of different actions this. She seemed like she was trying a lot more actions that period. A little more defense, a little more offense, moving her around a little better. Although Sabrina doesn't look like she's cramping as much as she was before.
Yeah.
And
Margaret had a moment where it was 7-10. I think if she would have gotten her 8th touch instead of giving up, or Sabrina got the 11th, I think it would have been a little bit different.
yeah, 8-10 is a lot different from 11-7.
Yeah, 2 versus 4 touch spread's pretty big. So I wonder, it's like double the spread, right? Right in? You've seen that
Why,
before,
yes,
I
it
think.
is.
Oh, wow.
Let me just get my calculator out quickly to confirm that.
Okay. We've run the numbers. We've found that's correct. But there's still time left. There's one more period. Still only 4. Margaret could have folded. And she's hanging in there. Her 8th touch was really nice, but she couldn't come back and follow it up with a 9th. Sabrina really controlled the footwork and pushed her to the end and just hit her. I think Margaret might try to be a little more aggressive at the start now.
Well, if she can get 1 or 2 touches in the first minute of the overtime, then I think she'll be in a good place to try to,
Yeah.
slowly work on the next level.
And right away she goes back.
Right away she went back. I think right away Sabrina pushed forward pretty aggressively. And I don't think Margaret was really expecting that. There's a lot of obstacles.
There are a lot of obstacles. Yep.
You see there, Margaret fell short with her initial attack, and Sabrina used that moment to
Yeah.
take over the right of way. So
God damn it.
Well,
this one,
the outcome could be accepted at this point.
I don't think that Margaret will give up here, though. I think she'll definitely try to get a couple touches.
Think she wants one or two? There she goes. There's
Before the
one.
break, and
And meanwhile, we'll continue with our golf level of
our
voices.
useful banter.
Swing and a miss to end the bout.
We have 15-9 for Sabrina Massialas over Margaret Lu.
Thanks, Andrew. We had
Thanks,
fun.
Doug. Thanks, Ann.